Hello and welcome to the Queber channel. I'm Jason, your host. My first online relationship, and I define that by not the same what you would think as online, but it was an online relationship, was in the 80s. It was 40 years ago. 40 years ago last week. And I found myself thinking about it. This was the computer I was using was a wonderful System 500, which was a mini frame. It was like a mainframe computer, but it was smaller, about the size of a washing machine. My mum had got it for me. The local college was upgrading, and she knew the people in the tech department, and they upgraded to I think it was a DEC VAX, and I got this System 500. It had massive blue, well, more like a bluey green cyan coloured plastic squares, which were the discs for you. Inside was a copper disc, and you just thunk them in, and then you'd have to turn it on with a key, and it took about 2 minutes, and it run Unix. It was gorgeous. I connected to it via a VT100 terminal, which was this huge clunky keyboard and green screen in one. And I could build a few things on there. But imagine coming home one day and noticing that this great big, what looked like a washing machine, was in my bedroom. And when I turned it on, the noise from it as it spun up, it was freaking amazing. I loved that computer. I could actually fit inside it. I could open up the front of it and actually sit inside the damn thing. Oh, I miss that. And bulletin boards. Those days, we connected via phone numbers. We connected via modems. I had a 300 board, 1200 board modem. It was a black unit. I've been trying to find a picture of it, but I can't. I think it was a Tandy make. Now Tandy is the UK version of like Radio Shack, and it had lots of switches on the front and red LEDs, and it was a 300/1200 board modem. And late at night I would connect to these bulletin boards, and I met someone there, and I would say that was my first online relationship. It lasted for 14 months. Remember, I'm autistic. I didn't connect to anyone easily. I had friends who were females, and I connected to them in a way. I was always closer to them than anybody else I knew. Got me in trouble with people who thought I was going with them. I think these girls thought I was gay. I never made any move on them enough, which just, my brain wasn't wired like that. And so this person I met via the bulletin board, and me, and we'd hang out every single night. That person could have been a 60-year-old guy or a teenage girl. It didn't matter. In those days, we weren't so obsessed with, oh, how old are you, where you're from, and all that. No, we were connecting through this magical portal, this electronic ether that was nobody else understood. We had handles. You would call nicknames these days, and this person was closer to me for those 14 months than anyone until I met my wife. We did things, we spent time together, and it was the first time I connected, I knew peace with a human being. Actual peace with a human being. I had other relationships after that, online or via the different versions, of course, but this was a time when I connected to someone because of who they were inside. Like I said, it didn't matter to me who the person was, what gender they were. We connected via a electronic device, and we were in sync. People think that online relationships and stuff like that is a new thing. It's been around for a very long time. I was trying to remember the person's actual handle. I believe it was something like Eyes 1. EYE ONE or something like Eyes 1. Something like that. And it taught me what a relationship was. As weird as that sounds, it taught me about the connection. When I met Paola, when we talked for that first time at that event, when I sat down with her for 4 hours and we discussed Babylon 5 and Deep Space Nine, I felt that same connection. It was funny because she always said, when people pointed out to Paola that I was attractive and that she says, "Oh, it's just Jason." She wasn't. She was the same. We connected beyond what we looked like or anything. And I've always judged this. Now, this is how I know if I can be in a relationship with someone. It's this connection, this ephemeral connection, this ethereal connection between my brain and the person. It's why I'll always be interested in online relationships, because I know they can be just as real as anything else. It's why I don't limit myself to anything. I like to think that this person that I had the relationship with back then had a good life and found what they were looking for. But yeah, that was my first relationship online. It's interesting to me how that went about. But anyway, this all came back to me this last 24 hours. I was thinking, oh wow, how did I not think about this earlier? Guess with it with being close to Christmas and that. I remember Christmas Day. that year, opening my own presents, but I didn't want to actually, I didn't want to be around my family and doing all that things. I wanted to spend Christmas night with my new friend. Anyway, bye-bye. Actually, no, let's not say goodbye. Let's say one more thing. Making that connection with someone is amazing. Don't let anyone tell you what is right for you. Don't let anybody define love. Don't let anybody define a connection. Do what makes you smile. Do what makes you happy. Because you don't want to have regrets at the end of your life. You don't want to have wondering what if. Be you. And I hope you have a wonderful Christmas.